I generally like things that are high up and have really good views. So I really liked Matera. That was like just a shocker being like up there. That was like our first kind of big hike. And I really liked Corinth. I really liked Mistra. And I love Santorini because they're all kind of these incredible views. If I had to choose one, oh man, I think I'd actually have to go Corinth just because it was so open and expanse and you could see so much, and there were so many ruins and you could walk along the walls and it was not very touristy. They're all very, very in close competition, but that would have to be my favorite. I think I've been most surprised by just how much of a step out of my normal life it was, how much different it was from everything, and it's just like a completely different experience than anything I've ever experienced before. We're spending so much time with 14 people, and it's incredible. It's obviously difficult at times, but it's one of the most incredible things I've ever experienced. But I think, I don't know if it's surprising, but I mean it's surprising in a way just because it's so different. But it's definitely been a big roller coaster. It's a lot of up and downs. I've had some of like the best moments of my life on this trip, but I've also had like some of the hardest. And I think that's like an incredible thing because you grow through both of them. But I think that's what like traveling, stepping out of your comfort zone really brings that out. And I guess I didn't realize at first how much different it would be to do that. I think the biggest thing is the term on campus is very regimented. You have a very strict schedule and you do kind of similar things every week. It's still like an adventure and you get some variation in there, but like you have a schedule, you go do this and it's consistent. You don't have to think about it as much because you kind of get in a groove. But I feel like on the trip we are just constantly on the move. We're going to like a new town every like 2 or 3 days, and you're seeing new things every day, and it's just it's a completely different experience. It's completely out of what you're used to, and I think the biggest thing is what that causes is it makes you think about things in a much different way, and it kind of challenges you to like open up to new culture, open up to different ideas, which is something that doesn't necessarily happen on campus because you're doing the same thing a lot of weeks, a lot of other days. So that's probably the biggest difference. Some of my best memories have been with the group. I think one of my favorite was when it was Gion's birthday, and I just bought a cake for her, and the group was walking to this beach, and I was gonna bring the cake to the beach, and I hid like behind a pillar because I didn't want her to see me because I wanted to be surprised. And then I took my speakers that I have, I put it in my bag, and I was like carrying this cake over this mountain to this like beach in the middle of nowhere, and like blasting my speakers, and all these strangers walked by like, what is this guy doing? And I was just like having a grand old time, and then we like ate cake on a beach and went swimming, and it was just incredible. That's probably one of my fondest memories. But I think also like with the group, and I think some of my favorite memories have also been running alone. I've gone on really just epic like morning runs like along the shoreline, like up into the cliffs, and just like standing in like this cool plateau. I just have a lot of different. I always like try to end my run at like some really cool like peak or something, just like on the ocean, just like, take it all in. So those two things have probably been two of my favorite. I think one of the hardest things. One of the hardest times is just sometimes when you get bogged down and everything going on, you're seeing so much, you're exhausted. There's some days earlier in the trip where we had a lot of work, especially in London. And I just remember one day where I was very bogged down. We had a museum all day, and we had to like write the blog, and we got like a whole new reading assignment. And I just remember that was like my first time like just getting like angry just because I like felt overwhelmed in a while. So that was probably one of the hardest just moments to do the trip. I think one of the other hardest things has just been like trying to communicate with people back at home. I think it's really hard, especially like my loved ones. It's difficult to like figure that out and to stay in touch with people because you're constantly on the move, and it's just really troublesome at times, and that's been a difficult thing to deal with. But yeah, probably to just not worry at all. Don't worry about the work. Don't worry about anything. Just to work out and just to take it all in, because it's a long FSP, and it can be daunting when you're in the middle of it sometimes. Think you're going to be gone for so much longer, but it really does go by fast. And there are times I wish I did just like forget everything and just be in the moment and just like embrace being in Greece, which we definitely did a lot of the time, but it can be difficult at times, and you just got to remember that. I'd say take the time to try to get to know every single person on the trip, and make sure to be open initially with everyone, and don't be judgmental too quickly, because as we did the discourses throughout the year, I think people realized like, oh, like this is why they do this is why they think the way they do, and I felt like oh, like that makes so much sense, like why did I think of them this way when there's that, and you just never know certain things about people, and you want to make sure you're like open to them, and you're willing to spend the time to get to know them initially, and don't like, I don't know, I feel like our group was very good at not trying to form like cliques, and just being very open with each other, and like all like loving each other, and I think that had like an extreme amount of value, because I felt like the most important thing on the trip, sure we got to see like so many cool things, but I think one of the best things about the trip was just we got to spend so much time together with an incredible group, and we got to know each other so well, and that was really valuable. How valuable it is to take a step out of like what you're used to and what you're comfortable with. I know people say this a lot, like that's what is so important about traveling, but I think I've really like realized how much it's helped me to grow and how difficult it's been at times, but how incredible it also is, and just how valuable that is to be able to do that, to learn from that. I don't think you get that kind of experience. I feel like I've been exposed to so many different ways of thinking about things, so many different ideas, conversations with people you wouldn't really normally have necessarily as often when you're going about your life at Dartmouth or anywhere else. And I just think that it's really valuable to be able to step out of that. Probably me and my girlfriend. There's one I'm thinking of particularly. She was staying with me at my house for a few days after winter term, and that was just like the most incredible days ever, and I just think that's like one of the happiest moments I've ever had. And there's one picture I remember, I just had no worries. I was just so happy, and it's like us like heads leaning against each other, like driving in the car, and it's just like sums up, I feel like, the epitome of just like not being worried, just enjoying like spending time with someone and being completely open with them and just being like one with them, and yeah. I think I sometimes get very not bogged down, but I stress and I worry about a lot of the things going on in my life, whatever it may be. And I think I get caught up in certain situations, and it's just difficult sometimes to take a step back and to just let it go and to just like be at peace. And that's one of like the ideals I guess I'm striving to reach. But just general worry, just like letting it go and just like being faithful and just enjoying life. I mentioned this in my discourse, but I like to just like do like, I like to just be like, I guess, silly and just like fun and just enjoy like the simple things, and I really like that, and like I hope that never changes, even like when I get older, because I know PCC asked me a question during my discourse. It's like, do you have trouble with that? Like, do people react poorly when you seem to just like be like enjoying little things and not necessarily like being like all like perfect and like mature and necessarily, I don't know if mature is the right word, but and I think it's important to like to let the little things like enjoy those little things and just be happy about like just having fun and like being like crazy, and I really enjoy being that way, and I hope I never change like that. I've thought about this a lot. I don't know necessarily what kind of like profession it'll be or what it'll end up, how I'll end up doing it. But I really want to have an impact on people. That's basically my life goal, and I want to kind of just kind of give myself up. Don't worry about myself. And just focus on others. And I don't know how that'll be, but I mostly want to do it. I don't know if it'll be through like intellectual support, but I think it's mostly just by maybe like setting an example is the way to say it, but just being like there for people and to just give your time, give yourself completely to other people so you can make their life better. That's essentially my life goal, and it's really difficult to do sometimes because you do have to take care of yourself also. But I think that's an ideal. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, right now I'm on the pre-med path. I think doctor would be a really great way to do it because you're constantly helping people every day. But I think there's so many different ways to do it. You can do it in any profession. You can put others, you can help others in so many different ways. And so I guess I'm just seeking to find how I will do that. I've kind of redefined a lot, not redefined, but solidified what I believe in and why I believe in the things I do. And I've kind of figured out why I do the things I do, and like why I act the way I do in a way. And I think it's mostly that has like come out like I said earlier from like being exposed to new situations and to like being around so many different people and talking to them so much. I think I've learned a lot about that. I think there's a lot of different things, but for the trip-wise, I think I've learned that I really like to like explore. I love to just explore things. Some people on the trip I've really enjoyed doing that with, whether it's like hiking or just doing something like adventurous. I just really enjoy that, and that's something I'll always have to make a part of my life in some way for the rest of my life. I've also just realized how difficult it is to be away from people you really care about. I've kind of really appreciated what my parents have done in my life. It's really brought that out for me, how supportive they are. So they're always there for me. And it's always kind of been something that's kind of unsaid. Your parents it's something that's just always been there, and I think that speaks to like how incredible it has been. It's never like faltered. It's never like, and I think just being away from that, like taking a step out, has like made me realize like how much they really do for me, and that's something I've definitely learned on this trip, and just in general how difficult it is to be away from the people you love. It's definitely been that's probably been one of my biggest challenges on the trip, and I guess I've learned how much I do care about people and how it's not fun to be away from people you really care about, I guess. And I've learned, I guess, how to deal with that in a way. I don't think you'll ever figure it out completely because it's not really something you can completely figure out. People are meant to be together, but so I figured out how to really just trust and not, through messing up so many times on this trip and getting bogged down, everything going on. I think I've learned how I tend to do that, and I think it's just really a skill I've gotten better at though through the trip, and it's a really important thing. Is to just to not worry about it. Something I realized I really liked was the discourses, and I realized how much you can learn by doing your own discourse. Yes, you think about yourself and you can tell it to others, which feels weird and I wasn't comfortable with, but it does help because I find that kind of thinking about yourself and figuring out why you do the things you do, you can kind of be able to focus on others after you do that. But I also felt like listening to other people's discourses was extremely valuable because it opens your ideas, it makes you see things in a different way, and it especially makes you reflect on your own life, and I think that was extremely valuable. And I think it just made me realize how sometimes focusing on others can almost help you to know yourself better, and I think that was what is so valuable about the discourses. And I don't know how Kara and I were talking about this, how to replicate that necessarily in real life situations, because even when you're having a conversation with someone one-on-one, it's more of a conversation. You can't completely just lay yourself on the line. I just think that's extremely valuable, is to just be able to listen to people and to just be there for them, and I think you can learn so much about them, but you can also learn so much just about life and yourself and just everything. And so just being open and honest and meaningful with people is just such a valuable thing, and I think that's something I've definitely learned on this trip because we've spent so many days together, and I think all of us are very comfortable with each other. We have had so many of those conversations that are just very honest and sometimes blunt, but just right to the point, and I think I really value that, and I've learned that about myself is I don't like to leave things unsaid, I like to be straightforward with people and to really learn directly from them how they're feeling, what they're feeling, and I just think that's very valuable. I think it's hard sometimes when you just go through life without addressing those things.